Hey everybody, it's Mike Gable with Pontoon Hydrofoil Applications Incorporated, and listen, today was just a wonderful day out here at Anclote. We had what we've wanted to do for 3 years in pontoons, and that was get the same setups of the same boats, same make, model years, basic, same layouts, with 2 different captains, and they agreed to go ahead and line up one with a VARA Foil and then one without. So we got a chance to see what both boats do. We took drone video of that. We did some side-by-side video that you'll get to witness and see. But we also want to do a debrief for those of you that may want to ask the questions of whether they really are the same boats. I'm here with one of the Captain Marcellino to my left, or your right, and also Captain Chad to my right, or your left. It's going to be make, model, year of boat. Marcellino, could you answer that first?
Yeah, I got a 2022 Villaggio Lago R with a 90 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke.
Yeah, mine is also a 2022 Villaggio Lago 18R. I have a Mercury 90 horse command thrust.
Marcellino is going to be answering next. It's going to be make, model, year of motor.
Yeah, so it is the same year as the boat, 2022 Yamaha. It's FB90L. So it has a 15-15-4 prop.
Mine is same model as well. It's 2022, again, Mercury 90 horse command thrust.
Do you want to answer the prop?
Yeah, it's mine's a 16 by 12 3-blade aluminum Mercury Spitfire.
Okay, so that takes care of one of our questions, guys. So, do either of your boats have strakes?
No
Not
strakes.
that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so there's no strakes on these boats, and we're going to move through the prop. Everybody stated the diameter and pitch there. So, how much fuel were you guys holding, Captain Marcellino?
I hold 33 gallons full.
Left the dock full, yes. I'm at 28 gallons.
Right now?
I left the dock with 28 gallons. That's what mine holds.
And Captain Marcellino,
30,
about the same?
30, yeah, roughly.
Okay, so we're about the same with fuel is what we're trying to do. So, so what was the maximum speed that you currently run with the setup that you have? In other words, Captain Marcellino, you have the VARA Foil, okay? And people, in case people don't know that, and Captain Chad to my right, or the pictures left, is without the VARA Foil, same boat. What was the maximum speed you saw today in today's conditions?
29.7 miles an hour.
Okay, and do you know what the RPMs were at that, or approximately? And if you don't, just say unknown.
No, it's 5,300 RPMs.
Okay, very good answer, very good answer. Captain Chad, how about you?
I saw 23.1 at 5,910 RPMs.
Okay, good answers, guys. So these guys were right on in terms of their RPMs and their speed. So we also have some video to back that up.
Can a hydrofoil-equipped pontoon outrun a completely stock boat while carrying double the payload? Today we are putting that to the ultimate test. We lined up 2 identical 2022 Villaggio Lago 18-foot pontoons. Both are powered by standard 90 horsepower engines with full fuel tanks and no modifications. But here is the catch. The stock boat closer to us carries just 2 passengers. The boat in the back, outfitted with VARA Foil and VARA Skin technology, is weighed down with 4 people. They are racing a half mile into a punishing 9-knot headwind and a messy 2-foot chop. As they throttle up, the difference is immediate. Watch how the stock pontoon plows hard through the waves, topping out at only 23 miles per hour. It fights drag the entire way, crossing the finish line at 1 minute and 46 seconds. Meanwhile, the VARA Foil pontoon effortlessly breaks free from the water's grip. It flies right over the rough chop, soaring all the way to 29.7 miles per hour. It takes the win at just 1 minute and 23 seconds. That is a massive 7 mile per hour superiority and a 23-second lead over a short half mile. Double the passengers, but way more speed. That is the power of VARA Foil innovation.
Do you currently have any motor increased horsepower upgrades or boat modifications that need to be mentioned, like an ECU reprogramming, underskinning, or lower unit accessory cavitation style plate, other than the VARA plate that comes with the VARA Foil? Or that would make your boat different from any other than your VARA Foil Hydrofoil kit assembly?
I just have the factory outboard, no modifications. It was just a VARA plate and the underskin on the boat, like we have talked before, upgrading.
That's true, yes. So Captain Marcellino does have an upgraded, what we call VARA skin underskinning, And it's a transparent underskin. You can read more about it. We don't need to get into that now, but Captain Chad, how about you? What do you have?
I do not have anything. The engine is factory, no changes whatsoever. Even uses a factory prop for maximum performance. And I do not have any underskinning. As you can see from my helm back through our testing today, my boat is completely soaked. As Captain Marcellino will attest to, the carpet is completely soaked from water being pushed up through the floor without having the underskinning.
Wow, great mention, and I can actually feel it now that you say that.
Yeah, I've got a water line right here. It's hard to see, but if you look right at the helm there, you can see it's light, then it starts getting dark right about here, and then all the way back, it's the rear of the boat is completely, you can see the dark spots where the water's been running back, and I've not taken on any water today. That's simply from the force of the water pushing between the board joints.
Great point. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so I'm wearing socks, and I can feel the water in my socks, guys, and they were out of the picture until I just disclosed that, hopefully.
I had to make sure those socks got in the video.
I had to make sure, yes. If you do not have underskinning, can you feel the surging or splashing of waves hitting the beams under the deck while at faster speeds and carrier heavier loads? If so, how often? If you have underskinning, can you feel this? So with your underskinning and with your VARA foil, do you feel the pounding or
no
often? What?
Not like I did before. I don't have any feel to like bashing or slowing me down anymore. Essentially just smooth ride and it's quieter.
So yeah, absolutely, I can feel the jolting when the boat hits a high wake and it hits the transom. It absolutely is just like hitting the brakes and stopping the boat, and you can just see all the water that comes up through here. So it definitely causes a lot of drag.
So you can actually see the water coming
Absolutely,
through.
you can watch it bubbling. You can watch it bubbling through the carpet, and you feel it when you hit a large enough wave. It's like putting the brakes on. It literally, the whole boat will jolt.
Yeah, that's what we call surging.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
yeah,
you can 100% feel it.
Wow. Okay, great for mentioning all that. So does anybody here know what your mile per gallon fuel use is, say your average cruising or maybe your fastest? Do you know any of the numbers? And if you don't, once again, unknown.
I got mine on my gauge. It says 2.5 at wide open throttle, 2.5 miles per hour. Or sorry, gallons per hour. So at the lowest I do 1.5.
Okay.
I do not have a way to calculate mine now.
All right, fair enough. Yeah,
I do miles per gallon.
Yeah. So we'll just, that's what we want you to answer. Correct, right? All right, so here's one thing that I noticed before we went to a VARA Foil and went through all our design iterations. But let's say your boat represents 12 o'clock position. Your center line of your boat represents 12 o'clock, right? 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So if you put the wind in waves at 1 o'clock, well, let's start out at the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 11:30 position, and then say 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and possibly even 4 o'clock position. Are you getting wet, sprayed, or any kind of, splashing at that point in time? Captain Marcellino.
No, with the foil, I'm able to bow up a little bit into the waves, and I go right over them, no problems.
Yeah, if the waves are more than about 2 feet, you definitely get spray over the sides, and it doesn't matter. It's on both sides because the tunes is not. I cannot pick the front of the tunes out of the water, so when it catches the steering strikes on the front, it just flows over.
So when you're saying when it catches the splash guards up front, the big splash guards that are in the front, they're kind of at like a 10 or 20 degree angle off of the horizon, and they're meant to keep the waves down. Well, when you get in the right condition, they don't really help too much, and that happens with all boats, so it's not just this boat. All right, let's move on. This is the last and final one, guys, and then you get to add anything that you may want to this, because it really was a fun day. I've got to really point that out. Thanks for the help from the entire crew. But have you heard or used the decibel meter on your boat when at wide open throttle or at all? We brought one today, didn't get a chance to put one on today. We're going to do that maybe for Chad on the way back, Captain Chad. But Marcellino, have you ever put a decibel meter on just to see what the quietness is with the VARA Foil versus without?
I don't think I need it. Honestly, it's a night-day difference. I can hear Chad's motor from a distance. Over my boat. My boat's quiet. My wife and I are talking to each other constantly.
Yeah, you cannot. If I'm running anything over 3,500 RPMs, you cannot have a conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. Even sitting right here, in this, you're yelling.
Yeah.
It is extremely, and the photographers guest was with me, and I couldn't even talk to her, and she was standing wherever you were. It's just very, with all the water breaking noise and the engine, you have to put the engine so high to get the bow up to try to get any kind of speed that the prop is what I call slapping the water. You can hear the drone of the prop slapping the wake, and it just overpowers everything. The radio is, you have to turn the radio way up to be able to hear it. It's just very high decibel, very high.
Yeah, this is kind of a silly question. We're sharing a mic here in case you haven't noticed, but silly question. So like if you bow down to bow up or whatever, as long as the RPM stay the same, you kind of feel like you don't notice a difference in the net noise?
It just gets louder. It just gets louder.
Okay.
So I mean, it's loud either way, but when you try to push the boat to go quicker to get it up out on top of the wakes in this setup without the foil, the higher you raise the engine, the tilt on the engine, as the prop comes closer to the surface and starts cavitating, then it just makes it even louder and harder to hear anything around you. You cannot have conversation.
Wow. Okay, that's great thing. So I think, Andre, maybe if you could go ahead, maybe pan off of me, and if you can, just what we don't want to do is, believe it or not, guys, we just don't want kids in this picture. We're going to pan on the boats, okay, and show the boats looking from the bow back so you can see they're same. That'll keep the kids out of the picture on the other boats. And so walk to the bow and then just face backwards, and you can see the setup of this boat, this Viaggio. I got to tell you, both of these boats being 2000 and what? 2022. These boats are in incredible shape. So the build on these boats and whoever took care of them has done just an awesome job. Some of the differences I can point out right now that you may or may not want to know about is just this triangular setup here with the cup holder is a little bit different. That's one of the only things I can see. The fishing setup's about the same. Okay, the seat setup's about the same. The biminis are a little bit different. The framework of this bimini is the same as that bimini, but the fittings are just a little different. So other than that and the electronics, I look from boat to boat. If you would, Andre, come over here, maybe stand on this seat, and just flash that boat from the kids' background. The kids in it, if you do, we're going to...
I can say this just by following the other boat, that even the wake is much smoother coming off the VARA Foil than normal boats. Bow riders and bay boats, and I follow behind them, and it's extremely choppy, where his was very smooth. I could glide right into it, and it was like being on like freshwater glass. So definitely from behind you could definitely see a big difference in the performance just by that alone.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for those words, guys. Thanks for all the help. I don't know of anything else we need to bring up. Do you have anything else you may want to add other than that? Captain Marcellino, how about you?
One thing, I did realize that when I'm on foiling, I'm racing Chad, I had to slow down quite a bit to let him catch up. I was like, I hate going slow. I'm doing 26 miles an hour. He's still waiting to catch up.
Yep.
I telling the wife, I'm like, I don't want to go any slower. This is ridiculous. I'm half throttle and he's still ain't catching up with me.
Well, thank you. We thank you for that, guys. Either way, because one of you had to be the slow guy to find out, and the other guy had to be the fast guy. But we just want to say thanks to the entire team out here one more time. And the only thing I can add also to you is that the VARA skin plays a bigger part in the whole thing also, especially with a hydrofoil than a non-VARA skin boat. You don't only just have the water hitting the bottom and your boat getting heavier as you go through the water, because this water in this carpet weighs something, okay? It weighs 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever the poundage would be if you wanted to calculate that out. So that makes your boat get more stern heavy and ride lower in the back end, which you may or may not want, right? Some people may want to be stern heavy. The other thing that the VARA skin does is truly it makes the water or the air flow better through the center of the hull, right? You got this air that's coming through and it doesn't have to go over and under the beam. So it really is a good way to make your boat more efficient. And it's 13 pounds versus aluminum if you went to go to 0.032 aluminum skinning, which would be about 50 pounds. So I just wanted to add that in there, that helped Captain Marcellino over what you were going through. Because this boat alone, if you would have went VARA skinning, could have possibly been 2 miles an hour faster. We've had reports, just the skin alone. So that's all I would like to add. That's it, and just say thank you to the film crew, to the race crew, Captain Chad, Captain Marcellino, and all,
support crew.
and
Thank
the
you.
support crew. We're hiding right now, but thank you to everybody, and we'll get a chance to show you more with video, true video. And that's Mike Gable signing out. Pontoon Hydrofoil Applications. Subscribe to our channel, Pontoon Hydrofoil at YouTube, or you can go to Pontoon and Tri-Toon Speed Gearheads, or Power Cat Hydrofoil if you got a Power Cat like the one beside us that has one, or if you want to go tri-tuning, you can go tritoonhydrofoil.com or Tri-Toon Hydrofoil on Facebook. And that's it. Thank you very much.